I feel like I need to
My
watch
bad.
the trailer. I need to watch. I didn't see the teaser. I saw the long one. Is it
What's up,
important?
everybody? This is Shonen Speakeasy. It's your boy L.Q.
Ah, shit, y'all. It's Claude. I'm here.
This is a very short, a short. I don't know. Today in the internet, we're talking about the American Society of Magical Negros trailer that dropped technically yesterday now. But I first want to say this is the second trailer. I want to make that very clear. This is the second trailer. This is the full trailer. The teaser trailer came out, I believe, a month ago. And when it came out, I was hyped. And
Oh.
yeah, because the teaser trailer was just like, it was like the Kingsman mixed with Harry Potter. And we were going to see a bunch of black people. That sounds beautiful. It just sounds like a great movie, a great goddamn movie. And then the full trailer came out today. And Claude,
Oh man, that's yeah,
let me know what you saw, man. Tell me what you think.
Okay, so newsflash: I am learning in real time that the teaser trailer made it seem like this was gonna be a Kingsman-esque movie. I only saw the official trailer, so that's the funniest shit I heard. Because I definitely saw the weirdest rom-com, but not rom-com trailer. Dude, that's a complete rom-com. It's about a white chick and a black dude finding love. Oh god.
This
Oh
pisses me off so
god.
much. For everyone that hasn't seen the trailer, I just watch it and go dislike it. But I want to say, to start out, the casting is excellent, and that's what probably pisses me off the absolute most.
Oh, the type of chick and the type of dude.
Just the people, the whole cast is solid. David Allen Greer is one of the best black actors ever. I'm not even gonna argue with anybody. If you don't know who David Allen Greer is, look him up. He has a very respectable career. He's had a huge impact on acting in film in the black community, and he's well respected, especially around here. He's very well respected by me. He's also very quite diverse. I actually, when I saw his character, I was like, either he's gonna be one or two things. He's gonna be like the old man mentor magician, or he'll be the comic relief somewhere down the line because he's a great comic writer. Then I saw Aisha Hens, and Aisha Hens is in 911, and I believe she was in Detroit 187. She's great at her role. She's a very good actress, highly respectable. Saw Nicole Byer. I was like, all right, comic relief. It's Nicole Byer. Like, if you haven't seen Nailed It, she's the host of Nailed It. I mean, if you have seen Nailed It, she's the host. That's what I meant to say. My bad. Justice Smith.
She's also on Netflix for the cake show that everyone saw. Is a cake.
Yes. That show sucks, though, so I never bring it up.
Oh, come on. It's just okay, come on. It's just a Netflix. Look, come on. It's like any of their other competition shows.
Nailed It is on Netflix. It's way better.
I mean, that's fair. One is backgroundy. Cake shows like backgroundy.
Yeah. Nailed It, you can watch with the family and have a good time. But Justice Smith, the main actor, I was like, this could be a huge breakout role for him. He was in Detective Pikachu, and he was in Dungeons and Dragons, which really good movie.
Yeah, probably was a breakout role. I still need to watch that movie.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I was watching it, but it was like 2 a.m. when I started it. So, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. This man, I was like, I'm just waiting for him. He's finally the star of his role, and he can have a moment. And I was like, this is Justice Smith's moment. It's gonna be amazing. And then I saw the full trailer. This is by far the corniest, most pandering, half-ass thought through shit I have ever seen in my life. I have never been so mad to see a lot of black people come together since Tyler Perry movies. And no lie, this in concept is way worse than any Tyler Perry movie. You can name the worst Tyler Perry movie that exists. In the trailer for this movie, the concept and existence of this movie is worse. Stop
Tyler
me before
Perry's
I get on the roll.
movies.
I'm
Tyler, I'm thinking of Medea's movies. I don't care about like an action movie. I think there was one action movie where Tyler Perry's in it. I don't care about that. I care about
yeah.
the Medea movies. They all do have, if not overused countless times, they do have technically a good message of like a life lesson. Like, don't get pregnant is like one that's very prevalent of people who ain't shit. And that's not a bad message. It's the same tropes. Jokes get a little old. But yeah, conceptually, it's not a bad message. I see you're not a fan of the American Society of Magical Negroes, though.
Bro, I've never
Okay,
been so mad.
okay, hold on. I wasn't mad when I saw this trailer. I thought this was funny, but again, I didn't see the teaser that built up hope. I was not, you know, I just saw a weird transition from what looked like an epic movie to a rom com halfway through the trailer. Which, if you see it, it's weird. It slowly changes into that.
Look like okay, so the first 30 seconds of the first like 35 seconds of the trailer, that was the teaser. That's the whole thing that I saw. And I was like, this
Oh, no wonder it's so fucking weird for you.
and they didn't even have the what's it called? The part where
What they say, how black people we need to be serving white people as magical niggas.
yeah, like the part where he was like he sees him struggling to honestly, I'll be totally honest. There was no white people in the first trailer. There's like the teaser
Waiting for the first 30 seconds.
yeah, the teaser had nothing to do with those white people. They weren't in there at all. Where he's awkwardly walking through, it was him talking to David Allen Greer about a job interview, him pulling out that watch, dude twisting the brush at the barbershop, and then they walk into the American Society of Magical Negroes, which to have this to use Negroes in this title,
I'm about to say that's a hell of a title.
yeah, it's. I'm not gonna lie, it goes one of two ways. Like either you think the title is pretty hard and it's wasted on a really bad idea, or you think the title is pretty bad and it's built on an even worse idea. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought the title was cool at first because I thought it
Title,
was gonna be
yeah, I agree.
tied to generations or like some type of history because no modern day black person is called a Negro. So I was like, yo, they gonna have some magic that deals with like I'm not gonna lie. I kind of thought it was like slight Assassin's Creed ish, with like this person dealing with how magic has altered the history, but it deals with black people. So like maybe they go back in time and they share with him how during the civil rights movement there were magical Negroes that actually helped change the tide of racism and giving black people rights, or like going into the past and like altering the state of where we were going to be defeated and magic actually helped us overcome and win. I thought it was going to be like that. I'm cool with that.
Wow,
This
that
is a
sounds.
Key and Peele skit that became a full-blown movie.
This is a Key and Peele skit. I think there actually is a Key and Peele skit like
There
literally
is.
like.
I'm not joking. It exists.
Oh
It's
my!
called Magical Negro Fight.
I'm
It's
fucking.
hilarious.
I'm fucking dead. Is I need to watch that Key and Peele skit. But yeah, what you described sounds like a pretty cool movie. But yeah.
They didn't
So
want to do
that,
that.
yeah, come on now. We're not trying to inspire looking at history critically. No.
Yeah, like it. Look, Abraham Lincoln killing vampires was just fine. I thought it was just gonna be some black people going through it, like, you know, shooting wands at white people in history and making things happen. That I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it didn't have to be that deep, I guess.
Yeah, you can fictionalize history and make it cool. Like it doesn't have to be the deepest thing ever, but I thought it would be more well thought out than this shit. Like I don't even see how there's a black person involved other than convincing these black actors to get their check signed and go be a part of the movie. I genuinely don't see why anyone would take this movie.
I don't know why. I do know one thing. As a light-skinned black person, the amount of women, black women, who are about to be so extra vindicated and be like, look at these light-skinned niggas going for these white ladies. Y'all ain't shit. It's about to be like that 10 times, but it already is in the comments.
It's
You got a whole movie, light skinned ass niggas following your white people around, trying to make their life better and shit, dating white women, and then fucking it up for the darker niggas. And I'm like, I can already see it. I can see the comments, and I'm just. Oh.
I don't. You know what the crazy part is? I don't even care about those comments. Like, yes, I'm not light skinned, but in general, even if it was, you could put somebody dark as night in there. This could be freaking Idris Elba or what's the dude from Snowfall? It could be him. Which the dude from Snowfall is like,
for that.
Yeah, but I mean, their whole Mandingo thing is the dark skinned black man going after the basic white woman.
Okay. I guess it's one all the way around.
Yeah, like there's always one stereotype for black and white interracial relationships, but
but that's the white chicks chasing the dark skinned brothers.
That's her being interested in him and him just being ooga booga throw dick. Like that's like the dark skinned man is aggressive, violent.
I don't know, man. But do you want to be seen soft? You want to be seen soft?
I'm just saying, there's like a whole bunch of stereotypes.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's a bunch of stereotypes for black men chasing white women. Especially when it goes as far as especially when it goes as far as athletes. Now, is it this one in particular? No, hell no. But what makes me so bad about it is the reason why I don't care about those comments is because I know how the target audience is going to respond. We aren't the target audience. White people are. So that turns me to this. Like, because if you think about the premise of the movie is to basically, like, well, let me tell y'all the premise of the movie in case I ain't seen the trailer. The premise of the movie is that the biggest threat to black people is white people's discomfort. So white tears cause issues for black people. So these magical Negroes get into the lives of white people and help make their lives easier and more convenient so that lives for black people are also convenient and less troublesome. Then the weird thing is, like, getting to be close with this white guy, the black dude finds a white woman, starts gaining interest in her, and basically it becomes a rom-com about his interest in her. And of course the conflict has to be white dude thinks that he's setting him up with the white girl, but not really. And then of course the big conflict is probably going to be when he tells him that he likes her, and then the white tears start to flow, and then something bad happens, and then they have to fix it. Or maybe the society breaks down altogether. Who fucking knows at that point? I don't even care.
Can't be that serious with a rom-com. They're gonna fix it. So and you forgot to mention, but there's a specific. The trailer seems like this badass thing for the first half, but the chick he's interested in, his friend or the white dude he's assigned to help him feel better, likes the chick, and so you just see this constant conflict of, oh, are you setting me up with your friend, and like, oh, like help me get with her, like, can you give me your number? Can you do this? And it's the classic trope of he tries to set him up with her, then he gets to know her, then he likes her.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this before. So the only difference is
race.
Well, this has happened before. The only thing that's weird about it is that there's a magical society of Negroes who are trying to help white people not be uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And this brother right here is throwing that entire society into the dirt by saying "fuck this white dude," and they make a mention of trailer like if you do this, we're gonna lose magic or something. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's crazy.
And it does. It hits all the high notes of like what you don't want to do when creating a movie with mixed races. One, you're not really teaching white people anything. Why? Because one, they're not going to come see the movie. Your title makes them not want to come see the movie, which is why I thought it was something for black people. But on top of that, your premise is based on basically standing around in a circle pointing at white people and laughing. There's no way you're going to get them interested and educate them about like how black people struggle to assimilate but also make white people comfortable at the same time in society by appealing to their interests so they don't, start bitching pretty much. And then everything outside of that is just stupid trope after stupid trope that we've been through millions of times before. This movie falls flat on its face before it even gets out the door. This had to be pitched during the writer's strike.
Yeah.
There's no way real people sat in a room for years and came up with this bullshit.
This
There's
is
no
AI
way.
generated.
This is 100% AI
This is
generated.
brought to you by Google Bard.
Yeah, for real. I was about to say, pick the lowest form of AI, and that's what brought it to you.
Grok. Elon.
Yeah, it's definitely by Grok. This is the lowest form of comedy, pretty much. And then, like the part that I was going to say earlier, I don't even care about the interracial comments. What I care about is that the target audience, which is the white people that you want to educate about the sensibilities of black people, making them comfortable, they're not gonna care. Like you approach them all wrong. You can't educate people by like one, insulting them, but two, everything that I think I've told you before, like the reason why I don't like watching a lot of like date or nighttime talk shows and stuff like from people that have like political backgrounds is because they continue to make informing people secondary to making a joke. You cannot take a shot at the people that you're trying to change the minds of. That's not how you have a productive conversation. It's one of the reasons why so many people don't like Ben Shapiro outside of him being a dumbass. But you can't attack people and expect them to change their mind because it makes them defensive. A large majority of these comments are about, I don't want to support anything woke. There's just more divisive and racist content coming out antagonizing white people. No, now you missed the whole point.
That's true.
White people don't want to see that because white people would love to be in the position to where they say they know how it feels to have racism towards them. You gave them that power. You put the ball in their court in order for them to feel hurt and somewhat justified. Because a lot of these dislikes are coming mainly from white people who don't fuck with anything that's black people related already. So you made it even worse by not only saying, they already weren't interested because it's the American Society of Magical Negroes. Now it's the American Society of Magical Negroes attacking white people's sensibilities, making fun of them for being sensitive. But then you reinforce some of our stereotypes by doing the same thing. Emotionless, hyper aggressive, because you do this opposite thing. You take this movie and you antagonize them, which I don't mind antagonizing people, especially white people, but there's a way to do it. Are you going to do it in their safe space of being amongst other black people, like other peers? Where this movie is like kind of like a soul plane, where like you make a joke about a white person being uncomfortable around a big group of black people. Everybody gets the joke. Everybody's in on the joke. Yes, the white person is the punchline, but they can also take a laugh at themselves because they know how it feels. This is one of those movies where they can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, who fucking field tested this thing before they released it? This is such a terrible idea. Like, I don't think
was eloquently put. I'm gonna just say it was eloquently put. I didn't even look that deep into it. I was just thinking of the Twitter debates on the black side and how I was gonna have to just read so much trash again. But that's a good way. That's honestly a really good way of looking at how this falls flat.
this.
But is it gonna make money?
No, bro.
I
It
don't
has
think it will either, and that's what's weird about it.
280,000 dislikes, bro. Compared to 3.1 thousand likes. This video, this has been viewed 3.4 million times on YouTube. Just from focus features alone. I'm not even counting the heat that is getting from IGN sharing the trailer.
Yeah, the number two top comments for at least my YouTube algorithm of filtering comments out, the most upvoted ones is this is absolutely sane. I can't believe so many people thought this was a good idea. And the other one is it's nice to see so many of us come together to express how disappointing and terrible just the concept of this is and how baffling it is that this was ever made. Those are the top comments on the YouTube video. And I mean, it speaks true. And you are right. This is a very there's tasteful ways to include people in on jokes where they can take a laugh at themselves because they've been in there, and it's not fun. You know, like, oh, you're a little comfortable. You know, it can take a laugh. You can take a laugh. I mean, black people have done it to themselves, and they walk in, and it's just all white people. They're like, damn, I feel uncomfortable, and they make a joke about it, and everyone laughs.
Exactly. One of the most watched videos since this trailer dropped is new white hating film gets destroyed. Hollywood goes crazy. Thank you for giving fuel to people like this who already don't like black centered stuff anyway. There's also Anthony Brian Logan, who I believe is a military vet, but also has like very conservative views on pretty much everything. And I mean, he's black, which is why I'm not saying like, he racist or anything. But when you give fuel to people like this, and then your shit also falls flat on its face, it's even more embarrassing.
Yeah. I do think this kind of goes into maybe a little bit about how there's a pendulum or whatever. We have a lot of quote unquote woke movements, and it's definitely like trying to swing that way. But the people are like, oh, okay, we've had way too much of this. Yeah. I think Dave Chappelle made a joke about this in regards to just, I think it was about maybe trans rights, how he said he felt like he was with people, and then he's like, oh yeah, we suffer a lot. He's like, yes, and we suffer just like you, and it's even worse maybe. And he's like, whoa.
Yeah, when they overstep from being able to relate to being like, this is where this is where we disconnect. Like, instead of further reaching to stay on the same page even more. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, because I mean, in the civil rights movement, that didn't, black people did a lot of marching, we did a lot of protesting, but they had to convince white people in power to sign some things and do some things, and you gotta give and take. But this is the worst time in probably the country's history where we have the least give and take from both sides. I think there was a survey done, and like 1 in 5 people believe that like political violence is probably like needed, aka that like they think they need to fight people who are sitting on the other side of the line.
And we already know I'm one of the 5, unfortunately. I say it all the time though. I'm just like, bro, some people, Mitch McConnell just need his ass whooped. I say that so often, like, and most of the time I'm joking, but then in the back of my mind, I'm like, would that actually work? Like, the threat of violence of some people actually changes how they move, but of course it's not the answer. It's a lesson. And I don't want people to think that that's the thing that you should do, but it is a very frequent thought. And I kind of I lightly sympathize with the people that have that thought process, but it's not nearly as productive, dog. We just kind of need the people that think that way to change. But you know what's not going to change them? Movies like this.
Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Yeah, no. I don't think that's the answer, but this is not gonna help. It's just more fuel to the fire. And it's kind of becoming a thing now where it's like before if there was even a female cast led movie, it was
Yep.
like, oh, this is cool. Now, before you even see the movie, or some people even watch the trailer, like, fuck it, it's woke, it's trash, and like,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. This is gonna be the same case, but sadly, this movie actually is kind of terrible in concept.
It's terrible in concept, but I want people to understand that this isn't woke. Like this isn't. First of all, I've been saying this for people for years. Woke was a term that is taken from black people during the Black Panther era. It is not what it means at this very moment. It has almost no relation to what it means at this very moment because even the conservative white people that are saying that everything is woke don't know how to explain what woke is.
It has definitely just become a synonym for black. That's all it's become.
Yeah, it's become a synonym for minority or black.
Yeah, that's all it's become. Even if its original intention is completely lost, that's what it's just become. And sadly, that's what people on both sides now almost see it as, and it's really upsetting to see. But yeah, besides all that, this movie is kind of trash. I don't think it's good, but big disappointment that this
Mm.
also tries to become a rom com with this title
Bro, the
and
rock
this preface.
that
Like this is
made
a
it
rom
so
com,
much worse.
and it's
I
like
genuinely think that made it so much worse.
it's like it's so weird because it's like it has like we're talking about politically charged content, but at the end of the day, this is also just a rom com. So did it ever really care about any of that stuff? Because it's a rom com.
It had to. For a look
I
honestly,
mean,
for a little bit.
for them to put Negros in the title, it should have hopefully crossed their mind.
Something that all the wrong things cross their mind already because this stuff like actually is coming out.
Yeah, it's filmed. It's ready.
Yeah, it's filmed and it's pretty much ready. The crazy part is this was an official selection of Sundance 2024. And it says from writer Kobe Libby, which looking at the guy, I'm just like, yeah, you wrote some shit like this. Like just like this is exactly you're kind of what I expected, but I also halfway expect. I'm not gonna lie, I expected most of the people to be a part of this movie to be non-black because this is the only approach. This is the biggest approach that I've seen come from black people that sounds like it's completely void of black people. Like
this 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 feels like a
everything about this, yeah,
Mindy Kaling movie for sure.
yes, where like everything and she does everything in her power to like whitewash being Indian or was it Southeast Asian?
I think she's
Or
Indian.
no,
I
she
mean,
is, but I try to be respectful of like where India is located too. Is it Southeast Asia?
I mean, it's south. It's south. Southeast would be more considered probably Indonesia, Singapore, Taiwan, stuff like that. I mean, she's just Indian. As
Fair
far
enough.
as what part of Asia, it's like saying like Mexico. Am I gonna say South North America? Nah. Oh
Fair
god, that
enough.
sounds weird because they would just be North American. But
True.
yeah, no,
But yeah,
it's
it's almost the same thing. Like this is completely void of I would say this completely void of the opinions of the black community. Cause man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm in like 10 black nerd groups, right? I'm gonna just read you a handful of the comments. Not even gonna read all of them. Samantha, oh, well, I would just read first names. Samantha, yo, what the fuck? I'm a pass. I thought this was gonna be a black version of Harry Potter. The fuck? So we went from being a Hogwarts Kingsman to political satire to a rom com. I'm confused. What this person
Oh,
said, but
what
I know I'm
trailers?
still. This person said, but I know I'm still gonna watch it anyway. Ew, loser. But anyway, okay. Keenan says, not our Keenan. Oh, thank God, I ain't the only one. I was like, what in the haberdashery and hemoglobins? But then again, I've been called racist on Twitter before by white folks for my opinion. So I was checking my internalized. My Sorry, I'm not gonna read that last part. It says, Tiffany, that preview made me a bit upset. I'm not gonna lie. By the end, I was like, ugh. Ray Sean, just further proof that I need to get my shit together and start making actual good movies with magic and fantasy for black people. Me now, I'd like live type this while I was reading comments and watching the trailer on another window, and I was like, I just watched the entire trailer while reading this. And man, what group of white people put this bullshit together, and why did these black people take this role? One person said, "I'm happy I'm not the only one that felt this certain type of way when I watched the trailer," and everybody else was just like, "They cloned Tyrone is what we wanted, and now we're getting the society." The American Society of Magical Negroes. I keep wanting to say National Negroes. It's so weird.
Yeah, this movie. I mean, hey, TLDR, don't this black people do not support this movie.
We
You
don't,
know what I'm saying?
and we're going to continue to get blamed for it. And we truly do not want this movie.
And I shouldn't even say black people. A majority of black people may not support it, but we're not a monolith either. So it's kind of weird to say that. But I'm a personally say I don't support it. It's just not. It just doesn't really help. But this is I think I wanted to show you that trailer. There's a movie called Civil War coming out. That doesn't help, I think, with tensions either. But that one is at least a bit more serious about what it's trying to be.
Yeah,
It's not a weird comedy. It's just about the U.S. just dividing and people dying and fighting and dying over politics. Um, so that one's a bit more serious.
yeah,
But
way
it's
more
so
serious.
weird to just yeah, way more serious. But it's just so weird to see like movies that are like kind of divisive and not helpful and they're bad at their comment or concepts. Like I remember like a good movie that like I guess quote unquote attacks white people but not in a bad way. Um I remember that Bernie Mac movie where he had a white dude come over and date his daughter who was black. Oh god, I forget the name of it. You know which movie I'm talking about with Bernie Mac?
Oh yeah, yes I do.
That was a really
It
good
took me a
movie.
second. I had to think about it, but yes, it was a very good movie.
Yeah, no, and I just feel like that, uh, what they call it, just is better at like doing this kind of thing, or just like it's just weird. Also, I don't like the fact they use society. I think this is more of like a like I dislike things that paint like all black people do. It's like every black person was just part of the medical society.
Yeah, and it's
Sorry.
absolutely not.
Yeah, and like they're like got like it's also weird that they're like, oh man, if you dig this white shit, like we're all gonna lose magic. They say it in the trailer. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's been some black people who've pissed off some white people while y'all were active. So
Exactly.
that was just such a weird loop or hole in their plot, and they just like, there's no way they can justify that. Like, do they have to be a magician that pisses off a white dude? Maybe that's the caveat, but I'm pretty sure that still probably happened. I mean, if I had magical power, someone's gonna have to fuck around and find out at least once.
At least
At
once.
least once. Yeah, this is just not a good movie. I think it's just gonna be terrible. Also, actually, I don't really know any black person who's really supporting this.
I hope none. I mean, there's at least 3,100.
Sure,
there's,
yeah, I don't know,
there's at least
3,100.
3,100 that are just like, I'm with it. This movie looks great. But I feel like this is kind of made for like, I know this is gonna hit two groups and they're not really gonna like it, but it's okay. I feel like this is made for Gen Z white kids. Like I really do. I feel like this is Gen Z white kids getting a laugh at they own folks that are older and more like racist, pretty much.
I do.
I think this movie has literally. I think this movie is void of blackness altogether. It's just because even some of the characters that are in this
City,
movie are more
but
notable.
it's gotta be city Gen Z white folks. Just want
It's
to make
got
that very clear.
yes, City Gen Z white folks. Because even some of the people that are in the movie are more notable in white communities than they are in doing anything in black film whatsoever. Even the people that I said, like, even the people I said I liked in this movie are just like more so in tune with, like the popular media that is made for white people than they are with black people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Example: Justice Smith.
Yeah, Justice Smith was in D&D.
Yeah, exactly. D&D and
Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. How many black people are dying to see those movies? Nobody. Nicole Byer. I mean, honestly, black people on Netflix don't really get they just dues, but she's also on Wipeout. Grand Crew already got canceled. Girl Code was on for 2 years. Actually, the only thing that she was in that was like overly black was Grand Crew. But have you heard of Grand Crew?
I don't know any of this shit you
The
talking
fuck I
about. Yeah, I know white, but I don't know what the fuck Grand Crew is. I was like, what is this nigga talking
Yeah,
about?
exactly. That's exactly what
Grand
the fuck I'm talking
Larceny,
about.
Grand Failures. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like this is totally void of blackness, and it's
I
more
mean,
embarrassing that not only that it is, but that this idea came into fruition, and it wasn't to provide entertainment to black people. It's to preach to white people about how, you know,
there.
look at how magical we are because we do nice things for you. Like, even that sounds weird. Like, look at the hoops that we go through to keep you happy. That makes us sound weak as a people. Cancel this movie. Why?
Yeah, I just don't think it's a good movie. It does kind of. It did seem a bit slavish. Come on, y'all. We don't need to do this. We're gonna have Elon's gonna have little Optimus Gen 2s coming out in a few years. Then we can all ethically own a mini slave known as a robot. We
but
need to
does
be a
it have
slave.
a
They're not a person.
but does it have a slur we can call it in a Call of Duty chat room? It's not the same.
Fucking toaster.
What do you? What is my purpose? You pass the butter. What else is my purpose? That's it. Oh my god, that was. I'm not gonna lie. That's like the funniest thing I've ever seen in Rick and Morty. I thought that was the funniest shit ever. But yeah, I don't want to get too far off topic. Yeah. To sum things
For
up, this is a
what was that?
terrible idea. It alienates all the white people that it wants to speak to. It alienated all the black people from the very beginning of the full trailer. Like it people that feel this way and that can relate to it don't want it to be in film because they are tired of having to go through the lengths of educating people that are non-black on what black people do and go through in order to fit into society, and for it to all be made into a joke, and for it to not only be a joke but to be a romantic joke.
A rom-com, dude. What a weird twist.
Like, even for people, like, let's be real, there's some people that are just mad that their love interest is white, but it's even worse
Yeah,
when you think about the surrounding premise of why this woman is white.
I think, yeah, because when I first saw that, that's actually the first thing that came to mind was like, oh my god, this is about a black dude chasing a white chick and fucking it up for all the black people. Kind of bad. And that's not even going into what the society stands for or the jokes, but that's like the thing. It's just kind of, I don't like that. Just don't like that.
I don't like this at all. Everything about this is whack. I hope
Yeah,
it. I hope it gets. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it gets canceled. I don't want it. I don't want it to just fail. I want the movie to get canceled, but I don't
uh,
want it. But like, I don't want it to not work because then the white people that just think that everything is woke or that think, like super conservatism is the way, like they also get a win in their books. This movie actually set black people back a couple years. Not even joking. People think like when they say, "Oh, it set black people back so and so years." Nah, sometimes it's not a joke, bro. This actually set us back because now we get to be like, if the movie's a huge success, what does it do?
It
It
won't be.
speaks to no one. It divides people more, and it also gives a bad impression of black people in general. I don't even care if it makes white people mad that much. It gives a bad impression of black people in general, and it gives a poor representation of the things that we go through just to fit into society. If the movie fails, then it gives white people a sense of power to control black media more than what they actually have. And then it also makes it seem like black people are more in line with this conservative platform of like canceling things that actually speak to social issues. This is the one of the worst catch-22s for one simple movie. Thanks for ruining it for all of us.
Yeah, no, I'm really not sure how this got this far past
Yeah.
production teams and
Thanks, Kobe.
CEOs.
Thanks, Kobe. You ruined it for all of us. You set all of us back. You pushed nothing forward. And I wish I could go on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I wish I could go on Twitter and speak to you about how dumb this is.
Oh damn! I just thought there was gonna be some bad jokes, but I mean, you're right.
Now I hate this because like stuff. The reason why I don't like people like, not Colbert. What's the other dude's name that has a political?
What, like the old talk shows? There's John Oliver, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon.
Actually, almost all of them except for John Oliver. I think John Oliver might be the only one I like. But but yeah, like shows like Stephen Colbert and the likes of those shows, like the reason why I don't like those is because it puts the importance of the information and news that deals with politics in the forefront to take cheap jabs and jokes. And it's like the only person that you speak to in that instance are the people that are already along with you. You're not changing a conservative person's mind about Donald Trump when you keep when the only thing you do on there is laugh and call him Mr. Cheeto. You have to deliver actual fact. Like, is it funny? Hell yeah. But
Well, that's what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to be funny.
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, that's what kills me. I'm just like, none of you have actually getting any of the information across that's valuable. Because you can't, like, people always want to fight, they want to fight fire with fire, right? And a lot of times in those situations, they never want to actually fight it with the thing that will change the other person. Conservative people are very uptight, have very, like, stringent views on the world and how people should function. It's a very robotic and pragmatic thing.
It's the opposite of progressive.
Huh?
It's the opposite of progressive, so yeah.
Exactly. So getting a conservative person to consider things more conservatively is almost never going to work because your thought process is built into this very rigid conservatism. And it's the opposite way for for the liberal part. Like the platform, yes, is already making them hard to move, but just taking a jab and making jokes of it instead of actually giving them the hard information the way that they like to receive their information, you're never gonna move them ever.
I mean, I agree with you, and I'm just gonna say this in general. I come on here and make jokes all the time. I like to mess around, but if I were to like seriously, the one thing that requires is like that you're talking about the whole fact that like, oh, these people are like not like Stephen Colbert is not trying to change anyone's mind, or Jimmy Fallon, or call him anyone. The news channels weren't trying to change anyone's mind when like people who watch MSNBC are not changing conservative minds. People who watch Fox, or they're not changing liberals. They're way too radicalized.
Yeah, but they are impacting
they're-
those that are in the middle.
yes, and they are also companies that have shareholders, and no matter what, they just want money. And I think it just comes down to the money. That stuff sells, and that's all they care. I mean, not maybe they do care about you know their image or what they think. Maybe, but we've seen. I mean, we saw what Tucker Carlson, who was the poster child for Fox. He really didn't care,
True that.
and he really didn't. He's not stupid to get that high up. You have to work with people on both sides. You have to be likable enough for people to put you in front, and you know people who own shares in Fox or own shares in CA. There's no like you don't gotta walk in like your ballot and fucking check liberal. No, you just purchase it. You need money,
Mm-hmm.
and I think one thing is the only way you can. There's no real way to get around it. We're in a capitalist society. That stuff sells. It's the same for the internet. We talk about engagement. A like and a dislike are both engagement. Like bad publicity, there's no such thing as bad publicity, and that was true when newspapers were running it. But the algorithms for for a lot of the social media websites work the exact same way because they
Yep.
realize engagement is clicks, that's ads, that's money, and I don't think you're ever going to see a case where playing the moderate is exciting enough to get people to be interested and make as much money. You can find an audience being a moderate person who reports facts and tells it how it is, um,
Absolutely.
but you're not going to hit as many people. You're not going to be as rich. And it's not always
True.
about the money, but when it comes to investors, it's always about the money.
Yeah, you got that right.
So I think I hate it too the way it's set up, but I don't. So the only thing I don't get mad anymore. 'Cause I used to be mad all about that stuff all the time. I watched, and also it's so easy. It's just entertaining. I mean, it's so easy to go watch like someone go make fun of Trump because I don't like Trump. It's so easy. It's so easy to go make, but like it's just hard to do it the other way, and it's just so easy to just get people engaged with that. It's so much about money, man. It's just so much money,
You're right. Well,
and
that's something that this movie isn't gonna see.
I mean, yeah, that's a real diffuse way. This movie actually fails to have anyone like it, which is crazy. How impressive that is,
Yeah.
because
3 it less than bro, just think. Less than 1% of people like the video. Less than 1%. 10% would have been 300,000 likes. 1% would have been 30,000 likes. They have 3,100 likes. Less than 1%
that's a
of
tenth of
people that
one
saw the
percent.
trailer were like, this is a good idea. Cancel it. Cancel it.
It's already filming, man. I mean, it doesn't even matter if it comes out. Everyone, like you're talking about, oh, the right, like the conservative have their win, or the anti woke movement, fuck anything black culture have their win. Um, I mean, they got it the second trailer came out. This movie could be canceled, and they'll even see it as a double win, bro. It's
Yeah,
already over.
you're absolutely correct.
And you know what? I'm not even mad that it's a win for them because it just is. It just is. Like I'm mad at the fact that it's going to help propel their message, but
Yeah.
I don't want people to also defend poor messages. Like I don't want people to like go die on a hill for this movie, which no one
Oh
is,
yeah. Please don't. Nobody's going to. But please
thankfully.
don't.
Like, please, no one go out there and be like, "Oh, gotta support the people." No, don't support this. You're not
Yeah.
supporting the people.
No.
And
Usually I'm always like, yo, there's something historically black about this film that makes me want to support it. This one here, nah, I'm good.
yeah,
I'm
and
real good.
I'm real good. And also, as of late, and I say this, but I'm not good at putting it into practices. Because a lot of times when I walk around in Houston, if I see a black-owned business, I will definitely try to support it and at least try. Usually, it's food related because
Yeah.
you don't just walk around and like find like a black-owned plumber business on the corner. That'd be weird. You're gonna find food places. So I go try them out. I try to give them a shot. If I like it, I'll come back. If I don't like it, I won't go back. But
Fair.
if I don't like it, I used to. I don't know. We just can't make excuses anymore because it's kind of like it's just not good. I don't know that whole Keith Lee Atlanta thing. People were really like defending that. So this is a whole nother topic, but still kind of related. They really defended those black businesses, saying he tore them down. But
Oh
really, bro,
yeah.
y'all tore yourselves down by just being shit.
Yeah.
There are people in there who treated him very nicely. Some people even worked after hours without even knowing who he was and made his order. So no, just get better. And it's like this entitlement to like our money. Like I don't know if they think they're entitled to black money and they also thought this movie was gonna work. Like, oh, we've got
The
we've got this. But like,
crazy part is it also
hate
is
it.
a huge insult to say that you're entitled to black dollars and then say you can give them any type of service. Man, maybe I should like open a Patreon or something because I really don't feel like sharing some of this conversation with amongst non-black people. But I do want there to be a global understanding that black people are disrespected in most, if not all, communities to some extent. And this is just one of those things that happens when it comes to black capitalism. Even in places where we do not receive adequate service, we are still expected to give our money, rather if it's to black people or to non-black establishments as well, because they either think that we are undeserving in some way or they think we're willing to accept anything and this is like their way of being humorous or something like that. But it's not acceptable.
Yeah, no, it's really not. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's weird to be like, I don't support this because it's like, oh, it's weird. And I'm also bad at putting this into practice because I will end up. Did I end up buying like black-owned things that I think are mediocre all the time, or like it's definitely just overpriced, just because I want to support. I need to put into practice like, no, I should not encourage this because also it's just not good for them as well. Because encouraging bad business means that if you're really just trying to survive off black dollars, which is going to be out of guilt, you won't
Yeah.
succeed because people will eventually run out of patience. And then also, majority of this country is not black. You have Hispanic, white, Asian, and you have a whole diverse cast of people, and you can't run off of that. And I'd rather see someone actually succeed and not have them just fail. And then we have another person who just failed off the wayside and like probably in debt because starting a business is not easy. So
Not at all.
uh, I would hate to see that. So I need to get more to do that in practice. But yeah, no,
Yeah. But I
please.
also want to encourage people that, like, yes, don't feel obligated to give black owned businesses your money if the service is not up to par. But if you truly are dedicated to helping better um better build black owned businesses and share your funds with them and accept their services, don't just let one place that displeased you, even in this instant with this movie. This movie is a stupid ass idea and I'm not going to watch it. But that doesn't mean I'm never going to see anything that's made by this director. He may actually come out with something good. Or if there's another
Yeah,
young black director, I'm going to give it the time of day. I'm not going to ignore everything else just because this one messed it up. That's not how the world works. Like everything, there's balance. There's good and bad in everything. There's always a chance that this movie was gonna suck from day one, and just like on the flip side, there's plenty of great black creators in this world.
yeah, yeah,
If you really want to support black people, seek the black people that you want to support. Don't just accept whatever comes to you and then get mad whenever it doesn't live up to your expectations.
yeah. I forgot. It definitely goes without saying. One experience does not define everyone.
Yeah.
One white person does not define all white people. One black person, etc. Um, and that being said, if you do want to help business, I actually know some of a friend. He actually is a financial kind of guy, and he offers financial advice because sometimes that's actually like the key thing. It's just financial advice
Yeah.
and figuring out how to run a business. Just advice. That's actually his. He tries to invest. I mean, he is a finance person. They like investing. So obviously there is a goal, right? But It's just like on Shark Tank. They want money. Investing ain't gonna help you, but they want money. Supposedly, that's a TV show. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like the idea of investors, they want money as well. And he specifically tries to target businesses that are like new or he doesn't even target, but sometimes he'll go to places, he'll try the food, and he'll realize that like, hey, like you're kind of messing up. Or like he'll ask them how they're doing there financially and see how they're doing. And like sometimes they're like, oh, we're like actually going out of business. And it's like kind of like how Keith Lee is like, is it because of the marketing? Well, he does. Is it because of your shitty business model? And he's just not super famous, so he doesn't have a Keith Lee effect. He can't just
Yeah,
walk,
exactly. Which,
you know.
man, that kind of sucks. It's a wonderful thing to have.
I know, right? It's wonderful to be like, man, your food is great, and you just need to change these couple of things. I'm going to help you with marketing, which is like one of the biggest things you need to do. But there's so many ways you can support. Knowledge is a big thing. Knowledge is truly a big thing too. If you find yourself in a position of knowledge. Sadly, my dumb ass couldn't run a business or a restaurant to save my life. So
Oh yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
a
and
restaurant business. I don't know shit about.
I don't know either. I don't blame you for not knowing. But yeah,
Man,
that was it. I said it was gonna be short. I gotta try to, keep it short, even though I could go on about this for another 20 minutes because I am genuinely upset.
oh man, yeah. What a terrible trailer. What a terrible trailer. Doesn't help nobody, man. That's
It
how I felt when I
doesn't.
watched that Civil War trailer. You got to watch that later, but we got to talk about that one later too. That don't help
Oh yeah,
nobody either.
for sure. I am interested. But
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I guess that's it. That's the end of this short ass episode. 56 minutes later.
Wait, it was how many minutes?
56 minutes. Now, my nigga, you thought this was 15?
Nah, I thought it was like 35 to 40. To be totally honest, it's
Nah,
all
nigga,
good
this
though.
it's an hour, my nigga.
Jesus, man. Hey, it's all good though. We touched on a couple other things surrounding the movie, so it makes sense. But
Yeah,
anyway, y'all take care of yourselves out there. Spoken speak. Damn, almost forgot what we're called. Shonen Speak Easy. We out.
let's go.